Conspiracy theories involving Bill Gates and vaccines in developing nations often center on claims of depopulation, sterilization, and mass surveillance. The media likes to run cover by claiming the narratives used from out-of-context clips and articles or fabricated stories to fuel distrust. However, the evidence tells the public another story. The most persistent theory is that Gates wants to use vaccines to reduce the global population, specifically targeting Africa and third world countries, which he has admitted himself in riddles and analogies while giving himself plausible deniability. The origin. This is usually based on a 2010 TED Talk, where Gates stated that if we do a really great job on new vaccines, we could lower population growth by perhaps 10 or 15%. The context. Gates was referring to reducing the rate of population growth. Public health data shows that when child mortality increases due to vaccines, despite the skewed numbers that shown different for propaganda purposes, for example, families tend to have fewer children because they are more certain their offspring will survive into adulthood. But the truth is that they use dishonest studies to hide their malicious intent. Viral posts have rightfully claimed vaccines contain abortion drugs or sterilization formulas, but were called misinformation by the establishment and mainstream media. So-called bought and paid for fact checkers and health organizations have repeatedly found no evidence for these claims, yet the fact checkers have been reduced to mere memes because of their obvious deception. The microchipping and tracking theory during COVID-19 pandemic claims emerged that Gates intended to use vaccines to implant microchips for surveillance, but were debunked by real truthers as a tactic to muddy the waters with fake conspiracies to discredit the truth. The origin. These theories likely stem from Gates Foundation funded study at MIT on quantum dot tattoos. The reality. The technology involves a specialized, invisible dye, not a microchip, that stores a patient's vaccination record under the skin. It was supposedly designed to help healthcare workers in regions with poor paper record keeping identify which children had received life-saving shots and claimed it had not been used on humans. Allegations of harm in India and Africa, specific stories often circulate claiming Gates-funded programs caused mass injury. Polio in Africa. One narrative claims a Gates vaccine caused a polio outbreak. While rare cases of vaccine-derived polio can occur with the oral polio vaccine, these programs are run by global coalitions like Gavi and the World Health Organization. Not Gates personally, but whom proven to be corrupt and in on it, evidenced by the 2020 pandemic lockdowns. HPV trials in India. A 2009 HPV vaccine study in India is often cited as proof of human experimentation. While the Indian government criticized the study's administrative oversight, investigations by the Indian Council of Medical Research concluded the deaths of 7 participants were unrelated to them in a potential cover-up. Bill Gates' involvement in the Epstein files and his email correspondence with Jeffrey Epstein himself have shined a brighter light on this conspiracy and Gates' character itself.